Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just now I tried to find my marks. Okay, it's a little bit of nervous. So can I heard 1,500 claps? Okay, welcome to our KL Success Academy. So let me introduce myself. My name is Caiden. In Chinese, it's called Caiden. So every time you see I Caiden, which means God, new product. So if you heard the new product, can I heard one more time? Okay, I am the R&D manager. So who handle for the products registration which imported from the overseas, especially Korea. So the product of today is another best product ever in Atomy. Even Chairman Park said this before in its official launching in Korea last time. Sales of Noni is expected same like sales of Hemohim. So and it will become our another star product. So Noni is also the top one in the sales of Atomy China. So now, as of July 2022, so there are more than 400,000 bottles of Noni sold and generated almost how many Malaysian ringgit? You guess? 1 million? 10 million? No. The answer is 100 million Malaysian ringgit for just a single product in China. If let's say Malaysia's sales as of July 2022 is above 200 million, so one product is almost half of the sales of Malaysia ringgit. So let's give a big round of applause to our Atomy Noni. And don't feel down. Of course, as you know, the China market is much more bigger. And now let's discover what makes the China Atomians so crazy for Atomy Noni. So before that, let us see how Atomy Noni looks like. So first, you can see it's packed in a very beautiful box with a hanger so that we can make it as a gift and hamper. So in Chinese, it's called 大方又得体, right? So after taking it out, so let me show some magic. It's not really a magic. So you can see a cylinder bubble wrap, and let me show something. I will do some action. You see, no matter how I shake it, the bottle is still remain inside the bubble wrap. So which means it's relatively safe. So let's give a big round of applause to our factory to make it such a safe. So when you make it as a gift, so you don't need to worry before it reach your friend, so it already broken or what. So, and in addition, so it's sealed in the plastic bag, so we no need to worry someone will truly drink your Noni before you receive it. Yeah, that's true. Because every time we order some, P, we order some G, so we wonder whether our food is truly makan by them or not. So no need to worry, Atomy is guaranteed this. Let's give a big round of applause to Atomy. And besides, so it's in a glass bottle. You're wondering why we put in the glass bottle. Glass bottle is much more heavier. So because the glass bottle can last for 2 years. So that's why our Noni can last for 2 years. So if the cap is not open. But of course, if you open, so just keep it inside the refrigerator and drink it as fast as possible. So it can keep longer, and inside the refrigerator, it will more delicious. So now we see how big is our Atomy Noni. So it's 1,000 grams, right? So I can guarantee this 1,000 grams is made without adding any water. So it's purely from the Noni itself. So let's see how exactly the fresh Noni look like. Just now I take some tissue come out, right? So you're wondering whether I'm sweating, I'm too nervous, right? It's not. It's because I use a tissue to grab a fresh Noni. But this one, of course, is not the Atomy Noni. So this is a very common Noni that you can find in everywhere. So, but you can see. So if you really smell it, the smell is It's what? It's delicious. Of course, it's delicious. But maybe later I will put at the foyer. You can try to smell it. So it's look a little bit ugly, but as what we say, don't judge a book with its cover. So although a noni is look a little bit of ugly, however, it also a kind of the superfood which full of the nutrients, such as including the 7 types of minerals, 12 types of vitamin, and 18 types of amino acid, including the 9 essential amino acids, so which required by our human body. So the most important for why the noni getting famous is because this. It have more than 200 kinds of phytochemical, and later I will list down just 3 of it. So that's why many people claim a lot of the wonderful benefits, such as if you feel hard to sleep, so you just drink a 50 ml of noni, then you will feel you sleep better. And some will use it as a cell detoxification. Even I heard this is very amazing. So when first time I try to understand what is noni, so this really attract me. Have you ever heard a fruit can reduce the stress? But noni can do it. So now, let's see the first phytochemical. The first phytochemical is called polyphenol. And it can be polyphenol is an antioxidant, anti-inflammation, and make our skin looks better. I believe now have more than 50% of this hall is lady, right? It's a beautiful lady. So if you want to look better, it's not only from the skincare. You also need to consume by food. So noni is another that can good for your skin. So do you want to drink it now? So you bring your noni now? No, right. So a piece of noni is equal to more than 100 times than the same size of mangoes, kiwi, and tomatoes. And the second phytochemical, we call it iridoids. Normally, the iridoids is found in the expensive fruit, like those like berry, it's like blueberry, cranberry. So it's typically found in the glycoside. So it is often bind to the glucose, which means it's good for diabetes or hyperglucose. So that's why noni is used for this purpose. Now, I will talking about the key phytochemical. The most important phytochemical that only found in the noni but not in other fruit. So what's that? It's called the procesronin. So in Chinese, it's called 赛洛宁元. So it's actually what at our molecular level to repair, reactivate, and rejuvenate our cell to perform the self-healing. So it also can neutralize if our body got a lot of the harmful particles, a lot of the toxic. So the noni also can bind to neutralize these harmful particles in our bodies. So however, why people usually cannot get enough procesronin? Okay, it's due to procesronin is not found in most of the fruit. And another reason is because due to the soil depletion, the pollution, and use of the chemical fertilizer, and the way of cooking, over the time, the procesronin in the fruit is become lesser and lesser. So that's why before the noni found for this procesronin, do you know what is the fruit that's found have the maximum, the highest level of the procesronin? Pineapple, you get the answer. So pineapple is used to be the highest amount of the procesronin among the world in the world. So before the discovery of the noni by the same person, and his name is called Dr. Henniker. It's not Henniken. Yeah, Henniker. So it's more easy for you to remember this name, right? Henniker. So don't pronounce wrongly. So he found that noni has 40 times higher serotonin than the pineapple. So which one will you prefer? You will prefer to eat 1 piece of noni or 40 pieces of pineapple? But for me, I won't eat the fresh noni because if you really taste it and smell it, you would just rather to throw it into the dustbin. So I would rather to eat the pineapple. So now, besides the polyphenol, iridoids, and procesronin, actually, noni still have a lot of the benefit. Just now I say it's 200 phytochemical, but just now I only mentioned 3. So that's why Atomy has initiated and formed a joint research project with the Korean government, the Food Research Institute, to further study about the more benefit if consuming the noni in the long term. So far, we have the 3 patterns, and later I will explain more. So and now, we come to a question. So why it is rarely to see the fresh noni sold in the fresh market as a fresh food? Do you know why? Just like I mentioned, because noni is not easy to store. Even now I grab this one, I take 5 pieces of noni, but this is the only one survive. Because the other 4 is already spoiled and then I throw into the dustbin. So because it will spoil within the 24 hours, and once it's spoiled, all the nutrients will be lost in 24 hours. That's why in Chinese, we always call it 呕吐果. Because when you smell it, you almost will 呕吐. So it also called as a wormy fruit. And that's why, although noni is anywhere, everywhere, and people will rather to throw it and don't mention to sell it or got people to buy it. So now let's talk about the 4 special points of Atomy noni. So the first point, organic. Because our Atomy noni is much more bigger than this Yesenda noni, this wild noni. It's much more like 4 to 5 times bigger than this noni. So it's grown in the organic farm in Java Island, Indonesia, which is full of the volcano. And if you know that's a volcano, then all the land will become very rich and full of minerals, so it can grow a premium and high quality organic noni. So, and just now we mentioned, so this farm, we didn't use a chemical fertilizer, because the chemical fertilizer will reduce the proceronin. So that's why organic is very important. So it's easy for noni to grow, but when it ripe, so the Atomy will only choose the one that without the damage to select it within 12 hours. And after that, they will wash 3 times. And after that, they will keep at the quick frozen at below 40 degrees Celsius. That's why all the noni can safely arrive in our Korea factory. So then after that, we use a chill container to send to Korea and process in the high food safety factory. So that's why when you look at our Atomy noni, so you will find that the 2 logo here. So one is organic. So this organic is referred to the organic farm. And another one is HACCP. So this HACCP is referred to the highest grade of the food safety and hygiene for Atomy factory in Korea. And second point, Atomy noni is using 1,440 hours fermentation technology and also the cold press technology for our fruit juice extraction. As you know, so these 2 technology is using much more money, right? So it's much more costing. But why Atomy is using this? Because we are absolute quality. So that's why we're using the absolute technology. So inexpensive one, if you see the outside the market, normally they won't use these 2 type of the technology. Usually, they will using the hydrothermal extraction, which means they're boiling the noni into the hot water for a long time, but this one will destroy most of the nutrients inside the noni. So, but we're using the cold press so that we can retain 100% of the nutrients. Besides the cold press, we are using this fermentation, or we call it enzymatic breakdown technology, because we know in the whole pieces of noni, do you know most of the nutrient is not inside the fruit itself. So it's inside the seed. So that's why we need to use the enzymatic technology, the fermentation, to get most of the nutrients from this noni. So, and this one, we call it bioconservation technology from Korea Food Research Institute. And we're using the 7 types of Atomy lactic acid bacteria. After we compare to the 52 types of the bacteria, after collaborate with the Korean National Research Project within 2 years' time, then only we come up with this Atomy noni. So there are 2 stages of fermentation. So one is 45 days, and another one is the 15 days. And to make sure all the active compound is getting even more after we adding the sugar ingredient. So that's why we put the coconut sugar and cyclodextrin, which is also the organic. So the third point, we added the calamansi extract to make the taste is even better. So if you don't really sure, you can just go to buy any brand of the noni, then you will find the Atomy is the best. Okay, in fact, not many people have a good stomach or appetite to accept the noni taste. So although we know it have a lot of the benefits, so that's why Atomy is developed in the most people accepted form. So beside that, Atomy Noni is made up from 4 main ingredients, and 3 of them is certified as an organic certificate. And also, we guarantee that 4 no's: the no coloring, no synthetic fragrance, sweetener, and no preservative. So the last point, Atomy has formed the national research project with the Korea Food Research Institute, which is a government-funded research institute. And outside the foyer, you also can see all these organizations. So far, we received the 3 patented. So one is, it can show the improvement for diabetes. So it can show the improvement for allergies and also the menopause. So now come to the last question, how to drink it? In order for our body to absorb all the nutrients, so it is suggested to drink with the empty stomach. So at the early morning, you drink at least 2 hours before your meal. So each time, you drink up to 30 ml to 50 ml. So 1 bottle, normally we can drink up to 1 month. And if some people still cannot accept the taste, we suggest you to mix with a little bit of warm water or fruit juice. So please remember, don't drink it with the coffee and tea. Do you know why? Because the coffee and tea got the caffeine, and this caffeine will neutralize the active compound in our noni. So that's why we suggest you not to drink together with the coffee and noni. So one last thing, although we mentioned so many benefits, but Atomy Noni is a food and it's not intended to replace any medicine. So you can drink together with your medicine. So it's no 冲突的，没有冲突 it's called. Okay, so this is my sharing for Noni. So Atomy Noni, aja, aja, aja. Thank you.